At the age of 5, I took my first step into the world of education. While my parents immigrated from Samoa to Aotearoa, who knew a few years later I would be leaving my culture and my language at the door. As my tongue is colonized, as it tries to beat back to the Pacific drum of my ancestors, it is concussed with fear, diagnosed with amnesia. Without skipping a beat, the stories, the journeys of my linear is turned from inspiration, aspiration to dust. My parents, they must have been blinded by the blue, whites, and red Union Jack and stars, which proclaim the land of milk and honey, but today this country has got us defenseless on one knee. See, I remember the countless times I was pulled over for a routine traffic stop. But what they really saw was the evil, battered brown skin, but not the treasured brown within me. I still remember the countless times I was followed around a store on the suspicion that I was a thief. To this day, it has been us and them. To my people, I've been too white to be brown, and to the rest, I've been too brown to be white. They discriminate and differentiate, and we end up staying within yesterday. But what about the common ground? What about peace, compassion, and solidarity? More importantly, what about love? Aroha, the pursuit of the breath of life. As we choose love above all things, we see more than just labels. We see more than what the media says. We see more than what society says. And more importantly, we see the common ground within humanity. So why not lead with love, interact with compassion, explore with understanding? Then unconsciously, our humanity will become our All Blacks jersey that we choose to wear every single day. We will see humanity within people above everything else, and we will build our shoulders with the right tools for the future generations to stand on. And so I ask, what kind of ancestors do we want to be? What kind of legacy do we want to leave? When day comes when we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade, we've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what is isn't always justice. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. And as a poet once said, for there is always light, if we're brave enough to see it, if we're brave enough to be it. And so, let us not be afraid to be the change. Not a change in skin tone nor color, but a change in mindset. Me taki mata, whaftai lava. My name is Okirano Tilaia.